Hi, if you're preparing for English speaking and writing test, welcome. In today's video, I'm gonna do a mock test of IELTS speaking part 3. Hi, my name is Suguru and I have gotten 8.5 in IELTS speaking. If I can do that, so can you. Now let's get started. When Japanese people typically sing a song in celebration of something. So let's say when some people get married or have a child or have retired from their long-serving work, we might host a party or ceremony in which we sing a song. And also, traditionally, we have sung a song in kind of like religious rituals. Not many people do this anymore, but in olden times, people used to gather a kind of like an assembly where they chanted an incantation. I think an incantation is kind of like it's a kind of a song, and they use that to pray for abundant crops or something like that. Yeah, I think that's about it. Examples. Let's see. The song that we sing in a particular event reflects the emotion or the message that we would like to convey. So, for example, a song that we sing in a funeral, for example, it's supposed to be kind of sentimental, and maybe the melody is slow tempo, maybe with poignant lyrics, demonstrating how badly you miss that person, or how you have got a huge void in your life or something like that. Well, I think that's simply because, it's easy to sing. We don't need any tools. We don't need any, special knowledge or techniques. Everybody can just, sing a song, whenever they feel like it. And also, maybe the reason is, it's not only humans, but also animals that kind of enjoy singing. Maybe it's not supposed to be a song, but some animals, let's say, monkeys, for example, they make like a ho 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 sounds when they are kind of excited, or maybe when they try to give a warning, a predator is approaching or something, so some animals like monkeys or birds, they create some kind of music, through their, voices. And maybe humans singing activity it's an extension of such animal behaviors. Alright, let's evaluate my answers in relation to these scoring criteria. First, fluency and coherence. Fluency means, of course, you have to be fluent. But actually, fluency doesn't always matter. Let's take a listen to this part of my response. And also, maybe the reason is, it's not only humans. Did you think my speech was a little too slow here? Would I lose some points for fluency just because of this? I don't think so, because I was apparently just deciding how to answer that question. And it doesn't mean that my English is bad. I was just thinking of what to talk about. So remember, if you lose your fluency just because you're thinking of what to talk about, you can still deserve the top score for fluency. Okay, next, pronunciation. To earn a high score for pronunciation, you sometimes have to change your tone of voice to express nuances. Well, I think that's simply because, it's easy. I think it's simply because I used a high-pitched voice when I said, I think. Why is that? English-speaking people tend to use a high-pitched voice when they are not sure about their answers. So let's say they are asked, what's the reason for this? And they go like, what's the reason? It might be this, it might be that, I don't know for sure. Then they would say, I think the reason is blah blah blah. In contrast, if they are confident about their answer, they would not use a high-pitched voice. They would say, I think the reason is this. Let's go resource. How badly you miss that person, or how you have got a huge void in your life. I got a void in my life. I got a void in my life. Do you know what this means? A void means an emptiness. So if you got a void in your life, it means you have lost a very important person and you feel like there's a huge emptiness or a huge blank in your heart and you're feeling devastated. Finally, grammar. To get a high score for grammar, you have to make sure that you use a complex structure. Have you ever used this complex structure? It's not only humans, but also animals that kind of enjoy singing. It's not only A, but also B that does something. It's not only A, but also B that does something. If you have never used this sentence structure, you should. Let's get used to it. Here's an example sentence. It's not only children, but also adults that love roller coaster rides. Alright, I hope you found this video useful. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and most importantly, let me wish you good luck on your test.